Forrest, give us a rundown on the sketch level.
Perfect 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
Sketchy.
All right, Forrest, what do we have here?
This used to be a Kawasaki Ninja 300EX. Somebody put it in a bag with some methamphetamine, shook it all up, and poured this train wreck out.
All right.
We're gonna take some time and go over and show you some of the more creative enhancements that have been made to this thing. But yeah.
Got to do the full circle.
Don't miss any of the good parts. The seller said that he had a hard time staying on it when he was making turns because of the front suspension. So he got himself some rebar and welded it solid. You'll see that here in a minute. We'll just start up here.
Let's just start up here. I've already made a full pass around.
So you got your rebar here, or whatever this scrap metal is, welded to the springs. And you know, he used more welding rod there than he had steel. Went ahead and welded the bushings, but didn't take the bushing out. The rubber bushing was still in there, just kind of burned it. Welded them front and rear. This is some kind of four-wheeler front end. Then I welded this side also, ran the brake lines all the way up, but didn't hook them up to anything. So it's got no front brakes.
It's got this awesome
It does have the headlights from the Ninja.
Okay.
Got a couple of, it's like a regulator. Few of the electronic components are missing, but got that stuff zip tied with some high quality steel zip ties. I'm sure.
What's this welding rod doing here?
Appears to be a brace here. We welded it on this end and on this end to maybe stop the wobble on the dash there.
There we go.
And if you keep coming down here, we'll look right up here.
Here we go.
Got a little unistrut or angle iron, and needed to bridge that gap between the motor mount and the all that. So went ahead and went with a bolt,
A rusty bolt. That's nice.
rusty bolt, and a whole bunch of bubble gum welds. Looks good there. Come down here, got half the throttle hooked up. So for sure have the throttle pull hooked up, but the positive return never, we don't need that anyway. That's what the spring's for. That, and if you do enough methamphetamines, you can just jump off and run beside it. Check out this fantastic welding down here. This was the original bike exhaust. And then the first thought, I thought that was dirt. It's like, oh, there's just a bunch of mud on there. That's not mud, that's a weld. Or was supposed to be.
That's a high quality weld, right?
High quality.
And it goes in there, and there's a washer in there, bridging a gap.
Top notch. Up here, underneath the seat, we have some custom wiring, custom with a K. We got some speaker wire, a little exposed copper. I have no idea what this switch does. A little safety wire to hold, for safety. A couple of components are loose, but looks like it'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Come around back.
Got a lot of tread on it.
Got a lot of tread on it.
A lot of burnouts.
The man who sold it to me drove that tire 60 miles an hour. He asked me if I wanted to test drive it, and I said no, I'd watch him. And if you look here closely, as we progress earlier, you saw the front brakes, that they weren't hooked up. There is no rear caliper. So the way he slowed down was downshifting and swerving back and forth on the county road to get it to slow down.
Okay.
We got a little custom tree branch right there. Looks like it impaled something.
There's a leaf right in there.
Yeah. A little cover plate. Don't know what's behind that. Not sure what's going on there. He told me that he had a little trouble. He was trying to weld this aluminum to this steel, and he said he just didn't have the right welding rod. So I don't know about that.
So you use these high quality, medium zip ties.
Yeah, some zip ties will hold that on. And then used a lawnmower blade here to bridge the gap, and you can look right there, had a little bit more of a gap, so pitched in an extra screw right there.
All right.
This little sensor actuator is broken, and so the way that I was told to start it was you twist this, and then once it's running, you twist it forward, and then you can drive it all around, no problem.
Okay. Tell me about this.
It's got the original key, Kawasaki. Put the key in. Battery's a little low right now. I don't know if it's not charging or what, but
I can't imagine why not. Oh! Rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it. Yeah. There we go.
Still got the cooling system on it, overflow tank. That's probably hot. We ran it a minute ago. That basically sums up the Meth bike.
All right. So, did we go over exactly what we started with? Yeah, we started with the Ninja.
Started with Kawasaki Ninja 300EX, and he added, we don't really know what that is, the front cut of a four-wheeler, and wanted to sell me a rear axle. For just $20 extra, I could have gotten an entire rear axle off of something. Wasn't interested. He also wanted to sell me a welder, a pressure washer, a 12-ton jack, a truck jack, a dog. Well, I don't think he offered the goats for sale. And then you can see up here where I would have expected the VIN tag to be, that has been removed. So perhaps this was a salvage vehicle. It had no front forks. Don't know what ended up with the VIN. Yeah, we do.
Bike could be, nah, maybe.
Couldn't find a serial number on it because we intended to run the VIN just to make sure that it's not stolen, and couldn't find any of the 17-digit numbers on here that made any sense. So I would say the man probably had experience with how to hide that.
He's done this a time or two. All right, so what's our overall plan with this, Forrest?
I think we're gonna take this engine and rescue it by removing it from this mess and install it into that golf cart that's out there.
Not this golf
Not
cart.
this golf cart. This golf cart kind of works.
This golf cart.
This golf cart.
This will be a future video. We actually rescued this from a certain death, and we're gonna resurrect that thing.
So stay tuned. We're gonna take this apart, throw away all the parts that have been methylated, and try to get down to something that's good that we can work with that hasn't already been touched.
All right. All right, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell up so you'll get notified when we upload a new video.
We're gonna have a lot of videos to upload if this is gonna work.
It's gonna be awesome. All right, stay tuned.